Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the 2024 NPL Women's Victoria season already in progress here at Wembley Park, as has become a bit of a tradition, as our hosts, Box Hill United, in front of a packed stand here in Melbourne's East, try to carry themselves forward. My name is Joe Lynch. Thank you ever so much for joining us here on the NPL Victoria YouTube page for a new start, 2024. A full new season, 12 teams vying to call themselves the best women's footballing side in the state of Victoria. And how fitting that we begin on this Friday night with one of the most storied sides in Victorian women's football, Box Hill, the descendants of those unbeatable, incredible Box Hill inter-sides of the past, playing host to some new blood, newly promoted for the 2024 season, Brunswick Juventus. Back-to-back promotions, bringing them up for their first season in the top flight of women's football here in Victoria. Having to do a bit of defending now, though, are Juventus, before they can attempt to spring forward. On the counter, Capola carrying it forward. Getting a body across was Olivia Ellis before it's put out for our first set piece of the game. Corner kick incoming. Starting in goal for the hosts, new signing Natasha Stathopoulos, crossing over from Heidelberg United, trying to organise this defence in front of her. Juventus, runs come, well, decent delivery to the penalty spot, but the header was tame, and it's a comfortable collection for Stathopoulos. Rosie Wild, 26-year-old defender, newly signed from Efferson Royals, with the header. So here come Box Hill, trying to carry the ball forward. Mariam Anvari just had it lost underneath her feet. Created a contest, and in the end our referee tonight, James Langoya, didn't like what he saw, and it will be a free kick to Juventus. Langoya in the middle will be assisted by Daniel Faircloth and Thomas Rushton. Our fourth official is Miles Hagazi. Alright, coming away with it, and she'll get it back. Well, attempted to get it back again from Bridie Cooling, the Tasmanian. The radar at this early stage of the season just not quite there. So as mentioned, it's Natasha Stathopoulos in goal for Box Hill. In front of her, Olivia Ellis, Zoe Hudson, Chai Ting, Mariam Anvari, Bridie Cooling, Belinda Stochevsky, Aska Doi, Bella Stringfellow, Victoria Zikas and Marwa Sumayoro. There's now the chance of Juventus to come forward with a high press. The captain, Sydney Lay, getting in the face of Stochevsky. And it goes out for a goal kick for Brunswick Juventus, taking the field in their first ever game in the women's top flight. Sienna Gadari in goal. Josie Lonsdale in front of her. Catherine Forta-Ordo, Corinne Solios, Cindy Lay, Alyssa Smith, Natalie Grimmer, Sarah Danucci, Rosie Wild, Natalie Chaya and Sienna Capola. So a fantastic night for football here at Wembley Park. Conditions absolutely perfect as the sun sets, and a very healthy crowd makes their way in. A lot of the juniors from Pythagoras, Box Hill out here to watch. Great, always great to see. Cindy Lay just watches that one roll to Forta-Ordo. Juve unable to find their way through, but they'll get ball in their hands here on the right flank for a throw-in. Doi doing some good work to contest it once it was thrown in. Ting there as well, ensuring that the next throw-in will be to the advantage of Box Hill. Lay just poking the ball in behind, and it's a good ball. Smith trying to cut the ball back in the direction of her teammates' run. It was Chaya arriving. Box Hill see the ball out. Hurled in by Sarah Danucci. She'll get another go. Danucci, one of the holdovers from the Juve side that finished second in the VPL women's competition last season and earned promotion. 1 point back of the Essendon Royals. Of course, as one might expect, with that leap from the second tier to the top tier, plenty of new faces in the lineup and the squad, in fact, of coach Josip Lenaric. Won 16 of their 20 games during last season's VPL campaign. Fell in the finals, but didn't stop them from coming up alongside the Essendon Royals. Discretion, the better part of Valor there under Anvari's press, out for a throw-in. Anvari helping to lead the line for Box Hill. She's crossed over from what now the Bentley Greens, formerly known as Bayside United. They will be in action later this weekend. Their first game under the Greens badge, away to South Melbourne on Saturday. Zikas coming under a bit of stress out there on the right flank, but she did enough to ensure that her side retains the ball. Throw in. Right there in front of the dugout, in front of Box Hill coach Bobby Zdravkovski in his second season. Led Box Hill to a 7th placed finish in 2023 in the NPL women's competition. Their third straight 7th placed finish, albeit last season's one came in an 11-team league rather than the 8-team leagues of previous seasons. Now Cindy Lay coming forward for Juve, but well done by Olivia Ellis. There's one player in this Juve side that you don't want steaming into the box like that. It is Cindy Lay. Well-travelled veteran that has experienced so much success here in Victorian football, but Ellis, linchpin at the back for Box Hill, getting across. Danucci trying to spring things forward. It's just hoofed away by the aforementioned Ellis. And play now down the flank for Ting. The two number 7s going to battle, and in the end it's Karina Tolios opting to put the ball into touch for a Box Hill throw-in. Ellis' throw to Anvari. Good hustle there by Sienna Coppola, ensuring that the ball rolled out to her side's advantage. See there, they're packed not only in the grandstand but even along the fence here at Wembley Park. Good junior contingent behind the goals as well. No doubt will do their bit to put Sienna Gadari off in this opening 45 minutes. Actually returning to Wembley Park. She joined Juve in 2023 from Box Hill. Helped play a role in their promotion, and now back to her some familiar stomping grounds in enemy colours. Has to be careful now as Box Hill try to work their way in. Tolios knocks it clear. Apologies for the pole here, one of the perils of filming it from the grandstand. Ball remains with Box Hill. The Stringfellow somewhat lost it and then did end up losing it in their attempts to retain possession. But Box Hill doing well to just lock it in there on the right flank. It'll be their throw-in. They can have another go. Ball played central, but nobody arriving there for Pythagoras. Early touch of the ball for Sienna Gadari. Get a feel of it. But they've turned the ball straight over Sumayoro has teammates arriving, couldn't find them in time, and then the follow-up effort from Ting just not coming off for the Taiwanese international. And Juve survive, living dangerously, but they survive for now. Ellis, left-footed cross in. Gadari just watching it sail into the side netting. Juventus hoping to emulate the stylings of Burundara from last season, who came up from the VPL and looked like they'd been in the NPLW for years, finishing second on the table, making finals football where they fell to eventual champions South Melbourne in the semi-finals. Of course, their talisman, Correa Okino, then landed a contract with Melbourne Victory for the ongoing A-League Women's season. They'll be in action on Sunday against Melbourne City, the home of the Matildas, a venue that will tonight play host to Heidelberg United and Alamein, and then tomorrow FV emerging against Calder. Well, back here at Wembley Park, Ellis just hurls it down the touchline. Doi takes it quickly to Ting. Oh, in the end, well, it was a shot, and well, did Gadari carry that out? There were certainly appeals from the Box Hill players. Only a nothing doing. She gets it clear, but only as far as Hudson carrying the ball forward, the American defender. And now Gadari coming very far out. Had to be clean with her slide. But Box Hill just applying decent amount of pressure early. Juve trying to get in behind once again. Ball played through, but Coppola can't run onto it. Of course, Stojcevski comes across and knocks it out. Good defending there from the Box Hill number 13. Back at Box Hill after previous stints at Preston and Calder United. Lay trying to just dink it forward, took a deflection, and Ellis puts it into touch. Panucci's throw, sent straight back out, but she'll gain about 1.5 meters, 2 metres for the retake. Throw in nodded on. Stojcevski just watches it onto that left boot and sends it high and out. Hit the turn of Brunswick Juventus to try to maintain a bit of consistent pressure on Box Hill, but they've turned the ball over here. And Vari was through on goal had it not been for Sienna Gadari. Steaming out of her box and clearing it away, and then maybe coast to coast. Juventus trying something, but Stathopoulos getting down low and to her right, preventing the goal kick. And Box Hill can reload from their own penalty area. Zikas swarms by 3 players in black and white stripes. Hudson was there as well, and she's going to win the throw-in. One of the new signings for Box Hill this season, Zoe Hudson. As mentioned, American defender, signed from Portuguese side, Valadares Gaia. So bringing some good pedigree to this Box Hill defence. Ellis getting in the road, knocking it down to Ting. Looking up and maybe fancied trying to find Aska Doi. Didn't come off. As mentioned, Ting, a Taiwanese international. Previously had a stint in the Taiwan Mulan Football League with Into Toyan. Now bringing her talents to Box Hill. Ellis. Ball forward in the direction of Anvari. Couldn't get there before Wild booted it away. And Hudson did very well there under pressure from Smith, but Lay trying to keep the attack alive for Juventus. Tolios taking it down that left flank, cleared away on Victoria Zikas. Victoria Zikas getting a start in the first game of 2024 for Box Hill. Made a number of appearances last campaign off the bench. Now she's going to have to focus on defending as Juve have another corner. Wanted to take it quickly. And send it down the touchline. And it's going to be forced all the way back. And then immediately turned over. Now this is danger signs for Juve because numbers steaming forward for Box Hill. Ting is one of them. Ting is swarmed, but she's still got support. Look at Sumayoro, can't knock it out to her. Yet again, Juventus living on the edge, but surviving. However, they're going to have to cut down on the sloppy turnovers like that. Golden opportunity for Box Hill, probably one they should have taken. Ellis, ball in her hands on the left flank. Again, sending it down the touchline for Marwa Sumayoro. She's well marshalled. And again, this counter press by Box Hill, immediately winning the ball back. Sumayoro plays it central. Cooling was swarmed, but she's done enough to retain possession. Tolios was applying the pressure. Sumayoro trying a first-time ball around the corner. There's a collision there, and so what are we going to have here? Free kick, drop ball. James Langoya found himself in the thick of the action. Looks like it will be a drop ball to the advantage of Box Hill. Indeed it will be. Cooling sends it out to Stringfellow, up to Zikas. Back to Bella Stringfellow. Central to Doi, Aska Doi. And Vari. Zikas couldn't find space on the right. Will be a throw-in for the hosts, however, as they come again. Nat Grimmer doing the defending there at left back for Juventus. Runs her off it short, no doing. Eventually it's sent into Doi. Looking for the byline, and then to try to cross the ball back in the direction of Sumayoro. Cleared away. Only as far as Anvari. Mariam Anvari gets it back. Out to Zikas on the right. Can this ball be delivered in and find a teammate? Can't. Headed clear. But Box Hill just locking it in there, trying to just beat down this draw. The Stringfellow's throw in. Put out. Thrown in central. Doi turned well and then shot. Left-footed effort. Was rising over the crossbar. But another one of these half chances that will eventually start turning into full chances for Box Hill, unless Juventus can start really sustaining some possession in the Pythagoras half. They've turned the ball over again and far into the path of Sumayoro, but off her line again, importantly, Sienna Gadari. And this time, not going to bother playing it short, just hoofed long. Ellis, sort of a collarbone on it in the end to send it back, but Tolios on the ball for Juventus. Now Juventus chance on the left flank, carrying it inside. Lay looked around, still had her pocket picked. Zikas closed down well, but she's going to retain possession and again look for Sumayoro. But Josie Lonsdale just gamma, and watch it slide through for Sienna Gadari. Alyssa Smith just let her run. I'm not sure if it was intentional, but if it was a decent idea, but nobody running in behind her. Now the foot race is on. Chaya for Juventus, Stringfellow for Box Hill. And ultimately, the former's challenge on the latter leads to a Box Hill throw. Zikas, her pocket is immediately picked by Chaya. Sliding challenge, and it's going to be a free kick. So set piece opportunity for Brunswick Juventus. It's how most of their chances have been fashioned. Lots of corners, now a free kick. Probably too far out to score. Natasha Stathopoulos made 7 starts for Heidelberg last season. Did some work with Jeff Olver in the off-season as well. Watching this one, 2-player wall as it's dinked in. Stathopoulos comes and Stathopoulos claims. Strong mark in the centre of the penalty area before she puts her boot through it. Grimmer watches it bounce out. Grimmer, another one of these, back for her second season with Brunswick. Joins last season from Calder by way of Preston. Got forward and scored a couple of goals in that promotion-winning campaign as well. Now it's Lonsdale trying to throw her weight around, and she's done well. Lay. Cindy Lay, close down, challenged by Hudson. Brunswick throw-in. Stringfellow, closed down, puts it out into touch. Better from Brunswick. Spending a bit of time in the Pythagoras half of the field. Attempt to just work the ball down the left. Well, it's kept in. And the ball will bounce to Stringfellow. Both sides still battling for it. Hosts have a throw in about as far deep as you can get on that right flank. The attack's certainly not over for Brunswick. They can erect the cordon around there. And they're going to win the ball immediately back. Coming forward, the cross comes in. Sienna Coppola was lurking at the penalty spot, forcing Box Hill to just boot it clear. Chance for Box Hill now to have to defend. Brunswick knocking on that door. Tap, tap, tap. Throw-in was intended for Natalie Chaya. Forth to Odo, trying to dance the ball around. Can't retain possession. Stojcevski close down, ball in dispute. Referee lets it run, and now it's going to come back for a free kick. Multiple Brunswick players down. Sienna Coppola is down, Cindy Lay as well. And it looks like the former Coppola is in a bit more strife. Multiple players coming over to check on her. A 19-year-old winger, signed in the off-season from Calder United. Scored 1 goal in 4 appearances, 2 of them starts with the heavyweights last campaign, who she only joined in 2023 from FB Emerging. Trainers out to tend to her as Juve huddle up in the centre circle. Box Hill decide to take advantage as well. A few players have gone over to receive some instructions from Coach Zdravkovski. We have seen a few chances come for Box Hill, but unable to turn anything away yet. They do have their leading scorer from the 2023 campaign in Aska Doi out there, but she is the only player who scored for Box Hill last season out there on the park at the moment for Pythagoras. Mindy Barbieri, Anai Josefsky, Sofia Sakalis, Sienna Takera, Emma Langley, Kana Moria. None of those out there for Box Hill tonight. Brunswick's leading scorer from last campaign, Rumi Okada, not there. Cindy Lay was second with 10 goals in 2023. She is. Laura Sporanovic had 8. She is now retired. And the free kick just lofted into the Box Hill penalty area. Bit ambitious with the delivery, given the speed of some of these players, and it's claimed by Stathopoulos. Ting trying to carry the ball forward, and again she's pressured by Tolios. Throw in to be taken right in front of the Souvlaki spit, the smoke from which is bellowing out over the field here at Wembley Park. Ellis, rounds 1, taking on a second, looking for the byline, and she's won a corner. Smart play to just poke it into a defender at the last. Nice coming off Sarah Danucci, so Box Hill skipper will have an opportunity to just lift something in. Will a set piece be the best avenue to goal for Box Hill? Haven't been able to do it from open play. Samayoro provides the short option. It's ignored. Ball is spilled and eventually claimed by Gadari. Style centred into Forte Odo. Box Hill coming back up with it, but only as far as Cindy Lay. Cindy Lay carrying the ball forward, but closed down excellently by Box Hill, only for them to immediately give the ball back. Advantage is the call. Forte Odo getting up slowly to her feet, watching on as her teammates unable to fashion anything with it. Samayoro. Tolios has been harassing and haranguing every Box Hill player trying to carry the ball forward tonight. She's won a throw-in. Danucci there as well. And it will be Danucci to take the throw-in. For Odo. Not enough on the pass. Allows Sumayora to claim it. Ball played across the park. Still there for Box Hill. Anvari lays it off. Long range effort from Bridie Cooling. Off target, but wasn't hit with enough power that suggests that Sienna Gadari wouldn't have been able to get to it had it been on target. But another chance for Box Hill. They are beginning to stack up, as we mentioned, here in the opening half of the opening game of the 2024 NPL Women's Victoria season. About half an hour gone now. Bari just can't come up with it. Ball played to Dunucci, close down by Ting. Ball intended. And that Lechea, she was able to keep it in. And then advance up her right flank. Foot race is on now between her and Stringfellow. Just come across to left back. Nice little layoff from Askadoy. Cooling coming forward again, playing it into the path of Ting, who was in an offside position at the moment the ball was hit. Ball nodded on. Ellis is there, but quickly closed down. Had to be careful. Coppola had ill intent as she steamed forward. Nodded on, but Lonsdale has the time and space to pick out what she wanted to do, which probably wasn't that. Ellis looking for Anvari. Ball in dispute. Juve come away with it. Ting, Stringfellow, Sumayoro, time to turn. Anvari was onside, tried to lay it off for the 1-2. Just cleared away by the visitors. Sumayoro. Stringfellow is on, it's where it goes. Hudson. Stachevsky. Sends the ball across the park. Picked out by Brunswick. The Polar giving chase. Hudson gets there first. Ellis. Round one. Ellis breaking lines, knocking the ball forward. Doi played central. Anvari shooting. Marion Anvari with the first goal of the NPL Women's Victoria season. Box Hill broke forward quickly. And their number 10 makes no mistake. Pythagoras have the lead at Wembley Park. The home crowd loves it. A deserved lead. They've had the best of play. Now the scoreboard reflects that. And after 34 minutes of play, it is a Box Hill United 1, Brunswick Juventus 0. And for now, on the live ladder, we would put Box Hill top of the tree. Can they make it two in quick succession? Fremont laying it off for Gadari. Clearance can only find blue shirts. Sumayoro, it's a good ball over the top. For the third or fourth time tonight, Sienna Gadari getting out and snuffing out the danger. Hudson knocking it down. Stoichevsky just poking it towards the touchline. Well done by Ting to keep it in. Knocking it central for Sumayoro, coming together. Tolios poking it clear for Brunswick. And then Wild is going to lose the ball. Oh, Sumayoro's done very well there. Just knocking it central. Anvari sliding in against Lai. That's where the ball spills. Cindy Lai. Close down, knocking it forward to nobody in particular, just gaining some territory. Alyssa Smith will do her part to just press and force Stathopoulos to panic a little bit. And the cooler head of Ellis just puts the ball into touch. Godoy trying to spring her side forward again with a bit of pace. Doesn't come off on that occasion. It's a good ball forwards. Hudson with some superb defending. Just ascended back to her keeper, who launches it forward. Stringfellow, her touch will just allow Tolios to nip in front and take the ball away. And the subsequent pass by Rosie Wild, intended for Sarah Danucci, goes out for a throw-in. Hudson snakes the ball through. Bursting forward with it once more, Box Hill. Ting's ball intended for Anvari, couldn't find her. Throw in Pythagoras. Deep on that attacking left flank. Chevsky sending it central to her centre-back partner Hudson. Goes to Ellis. Pressed. And Zikas on the flank. Back to Ellis. They'll throw in. Bit of confusion. It was initially signalled for Brunswick. I think that's what the Brunswick dugout was saying. Gadari just hurried into booting it clear. Gives Box Hill a throw in on the right. Ball is played central in the Anvari direction. She's getting in these threatening positions. Doy. Oh, it's just somehow found a way through there. Ball in, and Anvari couldn't make contact with it. Ting in the vicinity as well. Box Hill finishing their half strongly, trying to add to their tally. Lonsdale carrying it forward. But again, Box Hill's doing their bit to just lock the ball in. Thought that Odo was trying to come away with it, but the resulting pass is just going to go out for yet another throw-in. Ellis getting across to take. Cleared away only as far as Sumeoro. Thought about winding up. Eventually did wind up, but the shot not bending back in time. Out for a goal kick here in the final minutes of this opening half. Less than 5 minutes of regulation remaining, plus whatever our fourth official deems appropriate for added time. Tried to knock the ball to Cooling, didn't come off, but bounce was favourable for Box Hill. That pass swallowed up by Brunswick, trying to spring forward in behind. Still coming, Tolios, looking for options central, couldn't find one. Forward again. Space on the right for Brunswick. Central cross. Can it find an option in black and white? No. Hudson boots it clear. And now in transition, Sumeoro and Vari calling for it. She's not going to get it. Cooling. Closed down. Danucci for Brunswick. What the Odo, scythe down, that'll be a free kick. Wild boots it forward. Hudson knocked it down. Turned around the corner by Doi. Sumeoro found Ting. And Vari. Couldn't escape the attention of Wild. Kiwi defender coming up big for her side. Now Lonsdale, a centre-back partner. And again, here comes Box Hill. Ting's ball, Ranvari couldn't come off first or second time of asking. Now transition, perhaps, for Juventus. That'll be a free kick. Will that be all? No. Advantage was played. In the end, Nat Chaya's effort saved by Stathopoulos. I don't think her teammate realised the advantage was played. She got up appealing. Good job there by referee James Langoya. And Vari again, back heel, winding up for it was Zikas. That's going to come back for an offside. And Zikas has also come up a bit of a cropper after she was crunched just as she was getting off a shot for what, if it was a goal, wouldn't have counted in the end. Search for a first senior goal would have continued. Still down in a bit of pain. This is Victoria Zikas. Box Hill have Chiara Lettieri, Nicolina Bicalo, Ella Hilton, Georgia, Cara Paredes and Allegra Angel on the bench as outfielders. Deborah Lawrence is the backup goalkeeper. Brunswick have Isabella Sangus, Emily Keppens, Sion Giresu, Nicole Cooper, Emma Perrone, and Ariana Thacker on the bench as options. Fourth official just briefly going to his board there, albeit it looks like he was just preparing to signal 4 minutes of added time. We await to find out if Victoria Zikas will be able to continue. It is her side that has the lead. 34 minutes in. Mariam Anvari with the opening goal of the game and the season. And not what we want to see now, as Zikas is having the stretcher run out to her. And it looks like the athletic trainer is signalling for help with the stretcher, which isn't what we want to see. Skipper, words of encouragement as she is stretchered off the field. Chiara Lettieri preparing to enter the game. So unfortunately, Victoria Zikas will be unable to continue, and we can only hope that it's just for tonight, that she won't be able to take any further part in this one. Such a cruel blow to see her taken out after less than one half of football, but the game has resumed. Brunswick carrying it forward. Tolios going down and winning her side a free kick. Box Hill will travel to face the Bentley Greens next week on Saturday, so hopefully Zika's back for that. She's still down on the stretcher receiving treatment, but meanwhile, as our focus turns to Brunswick's attack, Forte Odo waiting to deliver this one. All bar Anvari back to defend for Box Hill. Stathopoulos thought about coming, didn't in the end. Anvari drops to receive, lays it off for Ting. She's going to look to go off to the races. Danucci going with her. Ting's touch lets her down. Tried to slide it through for Anvari. Doesn't come off. And the scrambling of defence of Brunswick holds initially. Ting trying to make amends. Sliding in. Sends it into touch. Brunswick throw. Anvari tried the little back heel to Sumayoro. Exciting challenge found her instead. Closed down by Wild. Danger not cleared, however. Doyd cooling to the newly introduced Lettieri. Still on the ball, at least I said that was Lettieri, before eventually Brunswick's weight of numbers winning out. And unable to keep it in was Ellis, and it'll be a Brunswick throw-in. Stringfellow plays it forward for Ting. Ting does very well. Left-footed ball in. And cooing in the vicinity. Couldn't bend back to her, and Gadari claims it. Footed ball out. The intended target was Coppola. Ellis getting in the road. Pressure at Ellis's back. Monstered by Coppola, really. Still able to just boot the ball clear. Brunswick, though, coming again. Threatening move developing. Lays offside. Zinile found space. Tried the audacious chip. Anthony's Zikas attempt before, it wouldn't have counted had it found the net. Victoria Zikas, meanwhile, still down, receiving treatment there on the far side of the pitch. Hasn't yet been able to take up a position in the Box Hill dugout. Multiple trainers still around her as the halftime whistle sounds here at Wembley Park, and it is the hosts that will take a one-goal lead into the sheds, thanks to Mariam Anvari, the newly signed number 10, leading their line tonight. Probably a deserved lead. They've fashioned a series of chances by Pythagoras, with some wayward finishing or that last killer ball just not there. Brunswick, though, have flashed some sides as well, albeit they've defended mostly, but in transition, getting in behind on occasion. The likes of Belinda Stochevsky and Olivia Ellis and Zoe Hunston having to come up big in one-on-one situations, but sets the table for what should hopefully be an entertaining second 45 minutes. You'll see all of that on the other side of this halftime break here on the NPL Victoria YouTube pages. Looking forward to seeing you again for that. We are back underway here at Wembley Park. The second half of the opening game of the NPL Women's Victoria campaign between Box Hill United and Brunswick Juventus. And if you are just joining us after an increasingly exasperated ground announcer pleaded with the kids having a kick on the field at half-time to get off the pitch, it is the hosts, Box Hill United, leading 1-0 thanks to Mariam Anvari's first half strike. No changes that we can make out at the half for either side. If reserve the right to update that if anything comes to light. One change was made. Oh, Stathopoulos there, spilling the ball at the first time of asking and the second. Box Hill, nervy moments early on before Ellis puts the ball out. They have already had to make one substitution, however, in the first half. Box Hill, Victoria Zikas heading off the field after copping a nasty knock, stretch it off, replaced by the number 5, Chiara Lettieri. It's not good news, but it could have been worse news. Victoria Zikas walking off under her own power during the half-time break, limping off under her own power during the half-time break, not needing to be carried. So one small silver lining in an unfortunate situation. Meanwhile, her teammates have coughed the ball up to Tolios. Tolios brought down, waved away. Zoe Hudson spared blushes. Karina Tolios has been an absolute terrier today for Brunswick Juventus. Harassing and haranguing, and on that occasion it very almost led to either a goal or a spot kick. Denied at the last. As Nat Grimmer won't be allowed to steal that much territory with the throw-in. Ordered a retake. In the end, just looks for territory and going to be knocked out by Bella Stringfellow. Cleared away by Box Hill. Forte Odo trying to win it back for Brunswick. No going. Lettieri on the right flank. Closed down very well by Lonsdale. Lonsdale keeps her feet, I should say. And Brunswick are able to clear the danger. And Josie Lonsdale on the ball again. Coughs it straight up though. Anvari. Gadari. Sienna Gadari in two minds there in the Brunswick goal before eventually coming and just getting there before the goal scorer. Now the 5th time she's had to come racing out for her side to snuff out these Box Hill attacks. It was Aska Doy on that occasion who played the ball through. Forte Odo sandwiched on both sides, and eventually the whistle sounds for a free kick. Referee James Langoya, as mentioned in the first half. Assistants Daniel Faircloth and Thomas Rushton. 4th official Miles Hagazi. Sienna Gadari coming out to take this one for Brunswick. In front of her, Josie Lonsdale, Catherine Forte Odo, Karina Tolios, Cindy Lay, Alyssa Smith, Nat Grimmer, Sarah Danucci, Rosie Wild, Natalie Chea and Sienna Coppola. For Box Hill, Natasha Stathopoulos, Olivia Ellis, Chiara Lettieri, Zoe Hudson, Chi Ting, Mariam Anvari, Bridie Cooling, Belinda Stoichevsky, Aska Doy, Bella Stringfellow, Marwat Sumayoro on the pitch. Cooling, setting Lettieri a task to keep this one in, which she'll just manage to do. Only to be immediately closed down by Nat Grimmer. Bench options remaining for Box Hill. Deborah Lawrence is the backup goalkeeper. Nicolina Bacallo, Ella Hilton, Georgia Karaparidis, Allegra Angel. Bench options for Brunswick Juventus, Ilabella Sangus, Emily Keppins, Sion Jeresu, Nicole Cooper, Emma Perrone, and Ariana Thacker. Ball in dispute, eventually just lofted away by Brunswick, but only as far as Cooling, who again uses her body to shield the ball and play it out to Lettieri. Sent in the direction of Stringfellow. It's not going to make it there. Alyssa Smith was enough to win a throw-in for her side, taken by Grimmer. As Brunswick preparing their first change of the game. And Natalie Chao will make her way off the park to be replaced by Emily Keppins. In her first season at Brunswick, making her first appearance for a new club after joining from FV Emerging. Scored 7 goals in 18 games for the NTC program last campaign, 13 starts. She was previously at South Melbourne before making her way into that program. Unable to keep it in for Box Hill. Just sent further up the pitch by Lay. But now the fast break and transition could be on. Players steaming forward. Nicole Cooper has come on as well. Will shoot and flash just wide. This is Nicole Cooper coming on. 25-year-old Kiwi attacker. Bari trying to bustle her way through, doesn't come off. Stringfellow sent the ball in to Doy, sends it straight into the palms of Gadari. Ball will bounce through. Cooper going to give chase. Tolios was the one that contested the bouncing ball against Stringfellow. Sierra keeps it in. Back to Ellis. Semeoro doing well. Gets the attention of Wild. Sumiara goes down, no free kick, play on. Has been consistent all night, those sort of calls. Referee James Longoya wanting the game to keep going. Now, chance to get in behind for Brunswick. Cooper's not going to be able to chase that one down. Indeed, it was Cooper that came on. I think Keppins, my apologies. 9 went up on the fourth officials board, but for no apparent reason. Hudson wanted Ting, couldn't find her. It's Godoy doing very well to just keep contesting the ball. Anvari sliding challenge, couldn't get in there. Lonsdale retained possession now. Ball over the top, but Tolios won't have the legs to get there before Natasha Stathopoulos claims it for Fox Hill. There's another round of Suf. Goes onto the spit and smoke. Once again, buffets that side of Wembley Park. Ting couldn't make proper contact with the header. Sent it all the way back by Grimmer. Gadari had to be quick with it. Sumayoro, Doi, once, twice. Can't retain it. Grimmer, only as far as Lechevsky. Lay. Went back for it, collided with Sumayoro, won the free kick. Over an hour gone here at Wembley Park, at least by the scoreboard. Fox Hill retaining a 1-0 lead. Forte Odo spearing the ball out wide, but Capola's not going to be able to keep that one in. Anvari along the turf to Sumayoro, went past her. Lonsdale springing Brunswick in the opposite direction. Lay out to Capola. Cooper's in the middle, as is Tolios. Has to beat Ellis first. Ellis sliding challenge, putting the ball out for a corner. Now, very early on, Brunswick had a series of corners, weren't able to do anything with them. But now here in the second stanza, down the goal. Inevitably hoping that this will be the avenue back to parity, as we see big centre-back Josie Lonsdale getting forward and putting herself right next to Stathopoulos. That's the direction it's gone. Stathopoulos came and held the ball well in the end. There was a big pack. Had to be clean with it. Players lurking, but she was. Now Lonsdale. Defensive header. Sent straight back. The ball couldn't find its way to Ting. Tolios sends it into touch. Another Stringfellow. Doi. Doi sends it back to Stringfellow. Carrying the ball forward with a bit of threat now, Pythagoras. Just run into trouble at the edge of the box. Tolios for Brunswick. That'll be a throw into the visitors. Brunswick trying to get back into this one, their first game in the women's top flight. 16 years after Brunswick Juventus started fielding women's sides. First team played back in 2008. And a steady rise in recent years for Brunswick. Promoted from State League 3 in 2017. Promoted from State League 2 in 2018. Promotion from State League 1 after a couple of COVID-affected seasons in 2022. And promoted from the VPL to the NPL last season. Both them and Essendon recording back-to-back promotions. State League to VPL to NPL. The Royals will play their first game in the women's top flight on Monday night, making that trek to face FC Bulleen Lions at the Veneto Club. Let's mention other games this weekend. Heidelberg United and Alamein facing off tonight. Emerging against Calder United tomorrow. South Melbourne playing Bentley Greens. Burundara hosting Preston at the Veneno Club. And then that Monday night fixture between the Royals and Lions. As here comes Brunswick. Cooper just unable to get the ball in before she was closed down by Zoe Hudson. And it will be Brunswick making another change. And this time it definitely says Keppen's number there. She'll be coming on to replace Sienna Coppola. So 2 attacking changes for Brunswick. Keppen's coming on minutes after Cooper came on. Corner delivered towards the top of the box. For Odo trying to lock it in. Bari tried to use her body, didn't come off. Cooper claimed it for Brunswick. Ball down the flank, won't matter, it was offside. So Brunswick swinging the changes, trying to get back into this one. Just a goal down, by no means out of it. Chevsky, Sumayoro, but she was under a lot of pressure and it's resulted in immediate turnover. All played out to the left flank, straight back to Cindy Lai. Central now. Juventus trying to get set up, numbers forward, but now the turnover and transition potentially on for Box Hill. Ting into the path of Anvari. Gadari came out again, Anvari slid through. 50-50 ball, it's going to go to Box Hill. Nat Grimmer didn't realise. Vari trying to knock it down to Doi. Hurdles one challenge, looking for the byline. Couldn't get the ball into the middle. Still battling for it. Mitseri and Sumayoro were waiting for it, but it will be a corner kick. So an opportunity for Box Hill to throw some numbers forward. Moments after Anvari only denied. Sienna Gadari again just coming out of her box. She's basically been playing as a libero for most of this game for Brunswick. So often just cleaning up, sweeping up behind that back four. See now 2 players on the goal line for Box Hill. Everybody else waiting to make their runs from the top of the box. High ball in. Brunswick eventually clear. Ting with the throw in. Doi. She can't keep it in, bounces away from her, was being pressured by Lonsdale. Grimmer. Smith. Sent central by Cooper. Lay. Just touched it off for Forte Odo. Her ball forward. Cleared by Box Hill eventually. Bella Stringfellow putting it out. Grimmer. Tolios heads it on for Cooper. Grimmer coming up from her left back position. Stoichevsky challenges her. Ball heavily in dispute. There was Smith coming through. Before Stringfellow again. Discretion the better part of Valor, putting it out for a throw in. And we got another injury here, not what we want to see. I think it's Natalie Grimmer who has gone down. Both teams in the wars in this game. Round one. Not what you want to see. So Brunswick left back. So receiving treatment to that right leg. Rosie Wild in there just helping out. Grimmett walking off under her own power, what we want to see. She'll continue to receive treatment. A couple of players warming up. Not sure if either has been summoned back to the dugout to come on. Keep an eye on that one. As meanwhile, it will be Tolios to throw the ball back in. Sumayoro charging forwards. Thierry. Central for Doy. Couldn't be clean with it. Cooper now for Brunswick. Looking to transition quickly. Lay. Tried to just drive the ball in behind for Keppen's run. Didn't come off. Stringfellow. Lay. Cooper giving chase. Nicole Cooper. Hudson defending her. Tried to cut inside. Left the ball behind. Won it back. Lay just touch on with Sumayoro lurking. Ellis clears it away before it can find its way to Keppens. Lonsdale. Tolios. Playing left back with Grimmer off the pitch. Grimmer walking back towards the centre line, asking permission to come back on. Good to see. Still waiting permission as Stringfellow sends it in. Now Grimmer re-enters the fray. Lonsdale getting in the road. Stochevsky's header only going as far as Lay. Couldn't be clean with the touch. Keppens goes back to get it. He's battling for the ball. Hoofed away by Wild. Stringfellow couldn't be clean with it. Allowed Tolios to find a teammate. But then Stringfellow intervening at the last to prevent the ball going in behind. Lonsdale now. Grimmer. Tolios sending it back to her left back, but unable to keep it in as she did. So the Brunswick attack peters out. Throw in for Box Hill. Cooper to Lay. Well played in the direction of Tolios. Can she keep it in? Just about 20 minutes or so to go here at Wembley Park. May, and then the other from Smith. Sliding challenge was a clean one. Bella Stringfellow has seen the ball go out for a corner kick. The 21-year-old fullback has been increasingly busy throughout this game. As Brunswick becoming a bit more adventurous, searching for an equalizer. Lonsdale's come forward again. Stathopoulos made a run at the ball. Hudson with the defensive header first. Anvari comes back to get it. Around the corner for Ting. She had to wait for it. Enabled Lonsdale to close her down. Fancy footwork from Sumayoro. Central now. Here comes Box Hill again. Cooling. Lettieri. Lettieri, the substitute. Strong save. Danger not cleared. Lettieri. Can she have another go? Just moments afterwards in that effort. Wide of the goals for a goal kick. And Box Hill preparing to make a change. It'll be Sumayoro coming off. Nicolina Bicalo coming on. With Sumayoro has had a busy game, a good game in her first season for her new club. Right from Burundara during the off-season. She joined in 2023 after crossing over from South Australia, Adelaide City. So used to wear black and white stripes back in South Australia, now found herself playing against them this evening. And a touch for Bicalo, going backwards. Cooling. Wanted Ting, couldn't find it. Ball in the hands of Bella Stringfellow, right flank. Intended for Anvari, picked out by Tolios. Anvari just poked it through for Aska Doy, and then ball intended for Lettieri. Wild got in the way. Ooh, not the most convincing of clearances by Stathopoulos, wasn't punished for it. And Anvari came back from an offside position to claim that one. Stringfellow gets a boot in the way. Lonsdale. Lettieri. Couldn't turn up field, but did enough to win a throw-in for her side. Ting giving chase. Again, though, the sweeper keeper. Gadari coming out. Tolios now. Couldn't drag it back inside of Stringfellow. Foto Odo. Onto the chest of Cooper. Avoids the challenge, but she was offside. Lonsdale's pass out to Keppins on the right flank, picked out. Lettieri now. A series of chances a few minutes ago to make it 2. She falls over on that occasion, but now Brunswick are potentially in behind. Cooper on the ball, turning, Cooper shooting, equalising for Brunswick Juventus. The substitute, Nicole Cooper, went back, got the ball and drilled it into the bottom corner of the net. Look at them get around her. Brunswick Juventus' first goal in Victoria's top flight in the women's game will forever go down as being scored by Nicole Cooper, the Kiwi. And just like that, a barnstorming final 15 minutes is set for us here at Wembley Park. Brunswick were pushing, they were pushing hard, and they got their reward. And now, can they build on that momentum and go on to claim a come-from-behind win, or can Box Hill regather? Well, that ball played in behind, but far too much off, far too much on it as it skates through to Stathopoulos. Ooh, and Vari setting a boot right into the breadbasket of Rosie Wild. Will earn her a yellow card. Not the most pleasant of experience for the Kiwi defender. From a Wellington United player back in the land of the long white cloud, before she crossed the Tasman. Meanwhile, back in the middle of the park, Aska Doi throwing her weight around before setting it to Bicalo. Steaming forward, Nicola Bicalo, but then the pass looked like it was intended for Mariam Anvari, but too much pace on it. Cooper tried to turn, ran straight into Hudson. Telios giving chase, forcing Stathopoulos to just go first time. Brimmer against Ting. Here on the broadcast position, side of the field, I should say. Daniel playing it forward, only as far as Wild. Smith couldn't be clean with it. Box Hill looked to reload. Carlo forward for Lettieri. Closed down well by Danucci. Cooper battling for it. Still going is the goal scorer for Brunswick, but she's going to lose out on that occasion. Ellis now for Box Hill. Can she spark her side to life? Steaming forward from her position at left back, playing Anvari through, but Anvari was offside. Cooling. Coming forward again now. Ting played in behind. She's onside. Ting! Fantastic save. Sienna Gadari. Leaping, falling backwards, sticking out a big right paw. Ensuring that this game remains locked up and a goal apiece heading in to the dying stages. Meanwhile, a bit of consternation in the penalty area as we await this delivery from Olivia Ellis. Again, body on Gadari, Askadoy, teammate on the front post as well. Another high ball in, punched clear. Cooling's going to get there first. Knocked over, play on. Oh, Brunswick preparing another change. A double change it looks like as they go chasing a winner after dragging this game back to parity. Ball is booted forward. Cooper's going to give chase. Stathopoulos coming off her line though. Out to boot it away. Now a triple change can be swung. So fresh legs for Box Hill. Isabella Sangus coming on. Emma Perrone in there as well. And Sion Girasu is the other player thrown on. Well, of the three players that have come onto the park, Isabella Sangus scored the most goals last season, 3. 2 of those a brace in a win against Melbourne Uni late in the season. Girasu playing at central, looking for Sangus, doesn't come off. Forte Odo keeps play moving. Sangus, that's a Keppins. Couldn't get the ball in. Olivia Ellis doing the defending, and we'll have a corner kick. Score remains 1-1. Final 10 minutes of regulation here. Plus, then whatever the fourth official determines we need in added time. We did have Matt Grimmer go down and require a few minutes of treatment. That should add a bit of extra time, but the goal as well. Going well and truly up for grabs from both sides. And Vari battling for it. Brought down. Box Hill dugout wanted a free kick. It's not going to come. Juventus will have a throw-in. That'll be a free kick given away by Mariam Anvari. She is already on a yellow card, Anvari. Has to be careful. She's going to get a talking to, so that might be just a final warning perhaps. Any more of that and you're off. Potentially. I only hypothesise. An opportunity for Box Hill to throw some numbers forward. So Brunswick to throw some numbers forward. Stathopoulos came, she spilled it. So Chesky booted it clear. Sangus giving chase, cleared away by Ellis. coming forward again. Cooper couldn't find a way through. The side has a throw in though on that right flank, which has gone to Cooper. Knocked out to Grimmer. Has to go back to the halfway line to claim it. Thierry closes her down. Turnover now in the middle of the park. Bucalo. All in behind was in the Ting vicinity. Cooling's done very well. Through to Anvari. Flag stayed down. Mariam Anvari still on it. Lettieri. Flag stayed down again. Ball across. Fallen upon by Sienna Gadari. That's Godoy winning the ball back. Ting tried to poke it through to Anvari. Hoofed clear. To Stathopoulos, booted away. Lonsdale coming across. Takes it away from Lettieri. Pass is a poor one. Box Hill throw in the Brunswick half of the pitch. Cooling. Lost the ball. Forte Odo. Lonsdale, you can see players really beginning to feel the fatigue now. Round one, that match fitness just hasn't been able to build yet. Players doing it tough. Lettieri, bit fresher, came on as a substitute in the first half. Doy couldn't receive the pass from her and spring forward. Stringfellow wants an option, eventually gets one from Doy. Thierry just keeps it in. Stringfellow has gone down, holding her knee. Not under contact. She looks like she's in a lot of pain. Looks like it's cramp, I'm guessing. It's just round one. The miles aren't in the legs yet. Nat Grimmer takes the throw in over her prone body as she gets a bit of, tries to stretch out. Maybe the hamstring. Meanwhile, back on the pitch, Bucalo winning the ball. Ball is in behind. Keppens. The flag has stayed down, trying to get the ball across. It's going to fall to the back post. Brunswick have won this game in the last minutes. Just like that, down the pitch. Emma Perrone off the bench onto the score sheet. Right place, right time. Keppens kept the play moving. Ball across. And Brunswick Juventus from 1-0 down to 2-1 up. Box Hill, they were caught short-handed. Bella Stringfellow had yet to get on the park after cramping up. She's the right back, and in that empty space, Brunswick were able to find joy. Heartbreak for Pythagoras. Barely any time left. We'll have 4 minutes of extras here at Wembley Park. 4 minutes for Box Hill to try to salvage something. They've got themselves a free kick in the Brunswick half. First header is clear, second one sends it back. Anvari to Stringfellow. Anvari keeps it in. Anvari went down. Stringfellow was in an offside position. Anvari holding what might be her calf or her ankle. Meanwhile, Sienna Gadari, who has come up big for Brunswick on multiple occasions, standing over the ball. Meanwhile, Anvari back down onto the turf. Trainer is coming out. Several other players out there on the park just taking advantage of the break to stretch out, try to see off cramps. And I'm guessing that's what has felled Anvari as well, with players coming across to stretch her out. That's Godoy trying to give her some sort of comfort. Catherine Forte-Odo, the Brunswick player that was helping her stretch things out. I think referee James Langoya just wants her to continue getting this treatment off the park. She will have to step out as the trainer was called for. So this has taken seconds off the clock, ostensibly seconds that should be still observed anyway. So the ball is booted clear. As we talked about at the top of the broadcast, it's a big, big crowd that's assembled here on Friday night for Box Hill. They got the juniors down. They got the whole club out in big numbers to support their women's side's opening game. Now they'll be hoping that there is some late magic in some of their boots, maybe in Olivia Ellis's as she comes forward. Played the ball to Ting. She's forced to go backwards. Now, Brunswick made all those subs in their attacking third, so they do have some fresh legs there. And Vari is back on the park, but it's not going to get to her. Grimmer booting it clear. Hudson wants Anvari, but there we go, see again. Gadari clearing it, only as far as Cooling. Ball played in behind, intended for Biacallo. Couldn't find a way past Wilds. Couldn't beat Sienna Gadari to the ball. Few whistles from the Brunswick Juventus fans here at Wembley Park. They want this game over. They want the 3 points. Ellis headed the ball away. We see a change coming for Box Hill. A couple of changes coming. Just some late fresh legs coming on for Box Hill. It's Anvari and Stringfellow that's gone off. Georgia Karaparidis is one of the players that has come on. She has gone to the tip of Box Hill Spear, so some fresh legs potentially to just run in behind. Forte-Odo gets in the road and just sends it into touch. Right now, though, worth its weight in gold, trying to lock Box Hill into that defensive left flank. Now Box Hill with the throw-in. Ball in the hands of Keppens. Full time at Wembley Park. And welcome to the NPL Women's Victoria competition. Brunswick Juventus take your 3 points. They will come from behind and secure a 2-1 win in their first game in the Victorian women's top flight. Two half-time subs making all the difference. Mariam Anvari opened the score in the first half for Box Hill, but then Nicole Cooper and Emma Perrone coming off the bench for Brunswick Juventus, turning the tide, running over the top of Box Hill in the ends, those fresher legs that were thrown onto the park. Players were cramping, players were going down, but in the end, Brunswick had what was needed to take out the 3 points. For Box Hill, disappointment. Their thoughts can now turn to next week. The start of a long season, a season which you will be able to catch every game of on the NPL Victoria YouTube page. If you're not subscribed, make sure you do. Tell a friend, be a friend, get them subscribed as well. My name has been Joey Lynch. Thank you ever so much for joining us here from Wembley Park for the opening game of the season. That final score once again, Box Hill United 1, Brunswick Juventus 2. But for now, goodbye, thanks and success.